Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Morning Meta. I am yours truly, Travis Spencer.
I'm Camilla Crawley.
Camilla, it is time for community conversations.
Yes, gonna see what we have to talk about for today.
All right.
hmm
Yeah. I'm excited. So let's dive in. What are we going to do?
So first we'll have our grounding, and then set an intention for today. We'll do the centering thought,
Hmm.
have our conversation, and then a call to action.
Okay.
And
Sounds like a plan.
I think that you're gonna be starting us off with some grounding.
Okay. All right. Let's make it quick and easy. I want to bring you all into the present moment. So, the way that we're going to do that is I'm going to invite you, wherever you are, just to look around and find several things and name them to yourselves that you see as you're looking around the space that you're in. If you're driving, you may be looking out the window. If you're at the office, maybe looking at your desk, finding a couple of things to take a look at, right? Notice and name those things to yourself. All right, the next thing that we're going to move to is emotion. So notice the emotion that is arising in you in this moment. And if there isn't a specific emotion that is arising, maybe you want to name the type of mood that you're in, the energy that you're feeling. Maybe that mood is a little slow, mellow, chill. And maybe you're feeling positive emotions. Maybe you can't name the exact emotion, but the invitation is just to name what is arising for you. And I'm going to invite you to begin noticing thoughts, you know, noticing if the thought is positive, if it's helpful, if it's a hopeful thought, just naming it, not investing so much into what the thought is about, but just naming that the thought is arising and the type of thought that is arising. All right. So let's move forward to our intention.
All right. Okay, everyone, it's time for our other mindfulness practice of just setting an intention for the day. As always, I want to encourage you and invite you to really sit with what it is you're wanting for yourself. Sometimes we want to have a day where we might want to just be peaceful throughout, or
Mhm.
there's something specific that we want to focus on, give all our attention to. Those are just a couple examples, but whatever it is that you like for your day, take this time to set an intention for it. You can use our sentence stem. Today, my intention is to, and finish that out over the next 5 to 10 seconds. So go ahead and set an intention for today. All right.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I have our centering thought for today, and we're going to use this centering thought to really support us in this community conversation that we're about to have. So this centering thought is from Ralph Ellison from the book Invisible Man. Power doesn't have to show off. Power is confident, self assuring, self starting, and self stopping, self warming, self justifying. When you have it, you know it. If it's nice, you know I got to read it twice. So, power doesn't have to show off. Power is confident, self assuring, self starting, and self stopping, self warming, and self justifying. When you have it, you know it. Hmm. I really like that quote.
Mm-hmm.
So I would you like me to start off or would you like to start off? What is arising for
Sure, you can start.
you? Okay,
Mhm.
if you insist.
Mhm.
All right, good people. So when I think about this quote from our ancestor, what comes to me is that one, I would modify it just ever so slightly because we all possess power, you know. So at the end it says when you have it, you know it. I think that's the remembering of mindfulness. When you remember your power, just the power of responding instead of reacting is extremely powerful. And it's something that you have to remember to do sometimes. Oftentimes in life, you find yourself in a place where you're about to go into reactivity. Um, and oftentimes, when you go into reactivity, you lose sight of your own power. So once you have sight of that power and you can use that power, then you step into all of these places. Because when you know your power, you don't have to show off. You don't have to show off your power because it's yours. You don't need everyone else to know exactly what you have because you are self assured. What I've found in my life when I've been in these places when I'm showing off, there's an insecurity that's there. So I need to show off in order for people to recognize my worth. But the interesting thing is that I haven't truly embraced my own worth. That's why I'm showing off because I feel like I need other people to validate me. And oftentimes the validation needs to come from within. So that's what's coming up for me initially on this. How about you, Camilla?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I am thinking about power and how sometimes we think that power has to be loud
Mm-hmm.
and maybe brash, very much kind of like out there. So showy, just like
Mm-hmm.
the quote says. And I think about myself and that, and for myself, naturally, I am more of an introverted person. I
Mm-hmm.
love being around people, doing social things, but I don't have to be the center of attention. I think that power is similar in that power doesn't have to be the center of attention. Your power can also come through your ability to observe, to, like as you said, to know when to speak up, to know when to step back.
Mm-hmm.
Power can also be something very gentle, which may sound kind of crazy to people,
Mm-hmm.
but you can also exhibit power or have a gentle power
Mm-hmm.
to your essence and to your energy as well. So those were some of the things that were coming up for me as well.
Mm. I like that idea that power can be gentle because you're right. Someone who is powerful when they step into a room, their that power can be felt.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when someone steps into a room and their power is scattered and erratic and you can feel that as well. Like how many of you guys have been into a space when somebody walked in with, say, in a bad mood, the room shifts,
Yes.
right? Because their power is strong and it's being generated by negative energy. Um, so yeah, I feel you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I find myself teetering between introvert extrovert. I enjoy being out in meeting people and learning about people and interacting with people. But I also need that recharge period as well afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And the other thing that I was thinking about is what's currently going on in like even in pop culture now. So I won't definitely not going to get into the details of
Mhm.
what's going on, but just in general, this idea that like power is all about calling someone out
Mhm.
and getting them to sort of what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like getting someone to follow the carrot,
Mhm.
and I've talked to you about this before. Sometimes people look at power as what they can get someone to do.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so in those situations, if we think about just at a basic level, everyone out there, has there ever been someone that you felt like, oh, this person always upset me. This person always gets me going. So even
Mhm.
think about how we even talk about that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you think about how we talk about those kind of experiences, then where's the power at?
Mhm.
Is the power lying in us, or are we giving the power to the other person?
Mm.
So that's kind of what I was thinking about as well. Even the idea of power, you might be thinking that me reacting, me giving them the same thing. Okay, well, I'm going to show them what my power is. When really, if you take a second to think about what's really happening,
Mhm.
it's you giving that power over to the other person, because the other person is doing like this. They're poking and they're
Mhm.
poking, and then you're reacting
Mhm.
to that. And this
Yes.
is not to say, because I know some people are like, look, you can't just let people do anything to you, and you're absolutely right. But even when we talk about getting angry and upset, there's nothing wrong with those things.
Mhm.
But the power comes in taking the time to make a choice about how we're going to use that. So how we're going to use the anger, because you can have anger that catapults you into doing something for social justice,
Mhm.
to right wrongs and all the things. So anger is not a bad thing. So the power is in, I think, what you're talking about. The power is in that choice.
Mhm.
Am I going to react
Yes.
and match what this other person or other thing is doing in terms of like where they are? Or am I going to choose to respond to it in a way where I'm still standing in my power and at the same time, doing what I need to do in the situation?
Mhm.
So that was the other thing that I thought about when talking about this idea of power. Where does it really lie
Mhm.
when we're moving throughout life? Are we giving it over, or are
Mhm.
we still standing in it, in our own power in moments?
Hmm. That's a word. That is a word. And I think that's a question that we're going to invite our family to begin thinking about. Where is our power? Where does our power lie? You know, I myself personally, my power comes from the inside out. So I make boundaries, and I choose how my power is distributed.
Mhm.
So, and I invite you all to begin thinking about that as well. Are you making the boundaries that necessary for you to live a life empowered? Are you making choices, and are you responding instead of reacting?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was a good call to action too,
Hmm.
for everyone out there to think about, where does your power lie?
Hmm.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. So, everyone, you know where we're going now. We're going to continue to encourage you and invite you to like and subscribe to this channel, and to share this channel with any and everyone that you think could benefit. And just join and be a wonderful part of this community.
Mhm. Oh, I just remember something
Hmm.
before you say that final piece. The invitation also is to put in the comments
Oh, yes.
about your power. Where do you, where does your power lie? The invitation is to write that in the comments.
Yep. We'd
Yes.
love to hear from you all, and
Mhm.
get your thoughts and reflections.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. So I'll hand it over to you.
Okay. So we want to invite you to begin each day grounded, intentional, and connected. Ashe.
Ashe.